ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. In our top story, outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan charges President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to extend any probe beyond his administration. Also in this program, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA expresses readiness to obey court orders in its attempt to extradite Buruji Kasham. Children in Nigeria joins their counterparts all over the world to celebrate Children's Day. And outside Nigeria, United States Attorney General charges 11 top officials of World Football governing body FIFA for corruption and money laundering. And now the details. President Goodluck Jonathan has advised President-elect Muhammadu Buhari against restricting any probe he intends carrying out to his administration alone. He wants the incoming government of Buhari to take a look at all the administration if it doesn't want to be accused of witch hunting. The outgoing president said this at the valedictory session of the Federal Executive Council at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He also maintained that he is not to dissolve his cabinet because all ministers are expected to attend inauguration dinner on Thursday in their official capacity. Meanwhile, outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan has made a last-minute effort to get the National Assembly to approve the recommendations of the 2014 National Conference. This comes a few hours to the end of his tenure as president and more than 8 months after the end of the conference. In a letter sent to the two chambers, the president outlined some of the areas the report touched on and urged the federal lawmakers to speed up its consideration. Senate President David Mark presented the report to the Senate without making any observation.
Excellency, at the meeting of the Federal Executive Council on 18th of March 2015, Council considered and approved the report of the conference and resolved as follows. A, that the draft bills be transmitted to the National Assembly for enactment into law. B, that the recommendations, resolutions that are outside the purview of the federal government be forwarded to the relevant tiers of government for implementation. And C, that relevant agencies of government should harmonize the conference resolutions with extant policies for immediate implementation. Distinguished Senate President, the report of the National Conference is hereby forwarded to the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for consideration and necessary legislative actions.
President Goodluck Jonathan and the National Assembly have finally settled the dispute over the ongoing Constitution amendment process. This development is a result of a directive by a 7-man panel of the Supreme Court led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mahmoud Mohammed, on Monday, asking lawyers of both parties to broker a settlement talk between the clients. The court had then adjourned to Wednesday for report of settlement. Counsel for the Attorney General of the Federation, Bayo Josen, who instituted the suit on behalf of the President, and Adegboyega Wumalo-Sen, who represented the National Assembly, told the Apex Court panel that both parties made concessions before arriving at a settlement. The Apex Court adjourned till 4 p.m. on Wednesday to enable the plaintiff to file notice of discontinuance of the suit. Lawyers to the parties declined to give details of the concessions reached until the terms of settlement as well as notice of discontinuance are filed. President Jonathan had refused to assent to the fourth alteration bill on the grounds of the alleged failure of the National Assembly to fulfill the mandatory requirement of the passage of the bill. The AGF, on behalf of the President, had then filed the suit to challenge the passage of the bill by the National Assembly following threats by the legislators to override the President's assent. The plaintiffs opposed two, among other provisions, in the proposed amendment of the Constitution, which conferred on the National Assembly the power to pass an amendment of the Constitution without the President's consent. The Supreme Court has struck out the suit by the presidency seeking to stop the National Assembly from overriding the President's veto on the Constitution Amendment Bill. The 7-man panel of the justices, led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mahmoud Mohammed, struck out the suit following a notice of discontinuance filed by the plaintiff. The Apex Court had on Monday advised the parties to work out an out-of-court solution on the contentious issues of the bill and report back to it on Wednesday. Appellant Counsel Bayojo and the Respondent Counsel Adegboyega Womolo, however, declined to give details of the concessions reached by both sides. The Northern Socio-Political Organization, the Arewa Consultative Forum, has lashed out at President Goodluck Jonathan over the state of the nation in the last days of his administration. ACF pointed at current energy crisis and concluded that it was a deliberate attempt to hinder the smooth takeoff of the incoming government. The group said in a statement by its spokesman, Mohammed Ibrahim, that Nigerians do not deserve the hardship they are going through at the moment. ACF added that it's not the parting gift the outgoing government should be handing out to the people. It also berated the outgoing president for the gale of sack and appointments he made few days to the end of his administration. The Supreme Court has now affirmed Ralph Arabeshala as the duly elected governor of Osun State in the 2014 governorship election in the state. The decision was made by a 7-man panel of justices led by Justice John Fabi, which ruled that the appeal brought by a candidate of People's Democratic Party, Iyolo Mishere, lacked merit. The Apex Court argued that the appellant was unable to prove that Independent National Electoral Commission did not comply with the Electoral Act. The court also upheld the decision of the lower court, which had earlier struck out the issue of electoral malpractices raised by the petitioner. A group of senators-elect backing the aspiration of Senator Ahmed Lawan for the Senate presidency say 40 senators elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress have endorsed the Yobe North lawmaker. The Senate Unity Forum disclosed this at a news conference in Abuja a few days after Senator Bukola Saraki provided a document signed by 34 out of 59 APC senators. But in response, the group's leader Barnabas Gemade noted that all 40 senators-elect who have expressed support for Lawan will be unveiled to the public in due course. The forum also revealed that its members are already reaching out to their colleagues from the People's Democratic Party.
That will defer all other items.
It is still more than 1 week to the inauguration of the 8th Senate, but the main contenders to the position of Senate presidency are not resting on their oars. Ahmed Lawal, who seems to be enjoying the support of some APC leaders, is already being described as Senate president designated by his backers. Members of the Senate Unity Forum showed up at the news conference, brimming with confidence. This, the leadership say, is because they already have the commitment of 40 APC senators elect.
We have about 40 senators elect that have keyed in on this project. We do wish to launch such a list when they have all returned to Abuja. APC senators. That is the point of correction, not 40 senators altogether. APC senators. And we know that there's a large number of PDP and other party senators elect that are also keyed in on this project.
But the snitch Bukola Saraki had a few days ago insisted that he has 34 already signed up to back him out of 59 APC incoming senators.
Whatever they tell you, this is a letter that we submitted to the chairman. People's name, signature, and that ends at 34. This is not, it's a letter with the party chairman now. So If they say 37, you say 34 to 37, 71. Let them send this 37 or show you like this and send it to the chairman. This is not, these are names. This is not fake. Huh? Look at where.
So, who is not tinkering with numbers? The Senate Unity Forum says it is prepared to prove that it has an advantage over the Saraki group.
We have had about 8 years of stability in the Senate. And therefore, it's something that I would like to build on. I spoke about the independence of the legislature. Until we are able to be independent of the executive, we cannot properly position ourselves to undertake our responsibilities and discharge our mandate. There is need for us to always build consensus in the Senate, in the 8th Senate, and you will agree with me that the 8th Senate is unlike any previous Senate.
A list with signatures does not prove anything. First of all, you must get the person physically to tell you that, yes, my name on that list is by my authorization. 2, the signature on that list was signed by me. We want to show you a list when all the people concerned are sitting with us. So if you are making your inference to the fact that one group shows a list and another does not, and therefore one of them is lying, we will not be the ones to show you who is lying. I think it will be your business to find out who is lying.
For now, none of the candidates is prepared to back down, even as APC leaders are insisting that they will not interfere in the process. Their supporters are also digging in and have been engaged in horse trading, as well as reaching out to the 49 PDP senators elect.
President-elect Muhammadu Buhari has reaffirmed his willingness to work with any leader of the National Assembly that the process throws up, irrespective of what part of the country he or she comes from. He also maintained that he has no intention of meddling in the internal affairs of the federal lawmakers. In a statement released in Abuja on Wednesday, Buhari said this has become necessary because of the manner his name continues to be linked to some candidates. He noted that there is due process for the selection of leaders of the National Assembly and is prepared to toe the line. The president-elect added that the media and the public should begin to get used to the idea that it's no longer business as usual. Meanwhile, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambo, has bowed out after handing over the leadership of the legislature to his deputy, Emeka Ihedioha, who will round off the tenure of the House on June 5. Tambo, who's the governor-elect for Sokoto State, will be inaugurated on May 29 as governor. Now, his decision to transfer power to Ihedioha ahead of the May 29 handover date was to avoid a possible constitutional crisis of taking oath of office for 2 separate offices. While he will be inaugurated as governor on May 29, his current tenure as a member of the House will end on June 6. Tamboa, who addressed journalists after Tuesday's sitting of the House, disclosed that the members agreed at an executive session that Ihedioha should preside over the affairs of the House till June 6. According to him, the 1999 Constitution does not envisage a situation where the Speaker will leave one office for another, while the oath taken for the current one is subsisting. However, he noted that under the standing orders of the House, a Speaker pro tempore was required to be elected by members to run the House for any period the substantive Speaker would not be available. But he explained that the extant case was different because he would not return to the House anymore. Tamboa stated that the other alternative would have been to shut down the House before June 6, but said he was not in support of such a move. We'll be back with more story after this. Don't go away.
Women share the most amazing thoughts on national issues, and they do it passionately.
For most men that are educated, that are exposed, will see nothing to it.
The population and the level of poverty made me cry. No infrastructural development whatsoever. And you tell me Lagos is working?
That was an accident. And it was a one-off thing. Other than that, there has never been any situation in Nigeria where a Nigerian attacked anybody just because of where they came from.
Sharing the adorable word of women in politics every week, only on CoreTV News.
If you just joined us, you're watching CoreTV Primetime News, a recap of a top story. Outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan charges President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to extend and probe beyond his administration. Also in this program, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency expresses readiness to obey court orders in its attempt to extradite Buruji Kashamu. And children in Nigeria today joins their counterparts all over the world to celebrate Children's Day. You can get all of the top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle is at CoreTV News NG. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, live space and news. As it prepares to hand over power on May 29 to his successor, Akinwumi Ambode, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says after being in government for 12 years as Chief of Staff and 8 years as Governor, it's time for him to take a rest. Fashola stated these at a valedictory session with State House correspondent at the Alausa seat of power. He insisted that the All Progressives Congress has several brilliant leaders that will assist in actualizing the campaign promises it made to Nigerians.
1.5 years as Chief of Staff, 8 years as Governor. If you've been running for 12.5 years, don't you think you should slow down? Even some generators now that have been overworked have broken down. As a machine, it's beginning to take shape. Many more new leaders, younger than me, will emerge. All of us can't have titles. All of us have roles to play.
Lagos State Governor, all that talking about is future. Well, Nasarawa State governorship candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA in the 2015 elections, Labaran Marco, says the continuous occupation of Nasarawa State Governor's office by incumbent Governor Tanko Almakura beyond May 29 will amount to illegality. Marco disclosed this while addressing a news conference at his Abuja residence, where he insists Almakura did not win the April 11 governorship election in Nasarawa State. He called on Governor Almakura not to take the oath of office as the governor-elect in respect of the wishes of the people of the state, whom he said voted overwhelmingly against him at the polls. According to Marco, it's hoped that Almakura will hear the clarion call of the people and of God and not step into office on May 29 on account of his defeat at the polls. Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase has ordered the diversion of traffic on all roads around Eagle Square on Friday, May 29, to ensure a hitch-free presidential inauguration. He's also ordered tight security around the square, hotels, as well as other key and vulnerable places within the Federal Capital Territory. A police statement said the teams are also to mount what it described as tactical operation points on all roads leading into and out of the FCT. A federal high court in Lagos has restrained security agencies in Nigeria from arresting and transporting the senator-elect for Ogun East Senatorial District Buruji Kashamu to the United States to stand trial on drug trafficking offenses. Justice Okun Abang, in a judgment on Wednesday, declared illegal the arrest and extradition of Kashamu in relation to drug trafficking allegations from which he'd been exonerated by 2 British courts. Abang granted Kashamu's prayer that having earlier obtained a judgment in Nigeria in January 2014 barring his arrest and extradition, and the judgment having not been set aside, he could not be arrested and extradited. The judge awarded a cost in the sum of 20,000 naira against the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Attorney General of the Federation, as well as the National Security Advisor to the President and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Meanwhile, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has expressed its readiness to obey the court judgment which ordered its operatives to vacate the Lagos residence of Senator-elect for Ogun East Senatorial District Broju Kashamu in Lekki. The agency said this in a statement issued by its spokesman Michel Ofoyeju. It, however, did not specify when its operatives will leave. The NDLEA had on Tuesday said it was not in possession of any court order to leave Kashamu's residence hours after it was pronounced by Justice Ibrahim Buba of a Federal High Court in Lagos. Well, despite the order by Federal High Court in Lagos that Ogun East Senator-elect Broju Kashamu's Lagos residence be vacated by men of the NDLEA who had laid siege at the residence on Saturday, the drug enforcement men are still at his residence. On a visit to the Lekki Phase 1 residence of the Senator-elect, men of the enforcement agency were seen still fully on ground and restricting movement, especially pressmen. Some residents and cab drivers say total movement was restricted yesterday by men of the agency who do not seem to be in a hurry to leave. As the world celebrates the 2015 Children's Day, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has enjoined the young ones to stay away from acts that could jeopardize the future. Fashola made this call at the Police College ground venue of the celebration in the state. He also assured the children that the incoming administration will continue the repositioning of education in the state. Abel Oluwole has more in this report presented from our studios.
This year's Children's Day celebration in Lagos began with a traditional march past from the school children in the state. In what he terms validatory message to the children, Governor Fashola also appreciated them for supporting his administration in the last 8 years. He charged them to shun bad company that could hinder the fulfillment of their future dreams and aspirations.
Let me continue to advise and urge that children must stay away from drugs, stay away from drug abuse, stay away from substance abuse. It will destroy your minds, I assure you, if you do not stay away. This nation needs you, it needs your energy, and it needs your minds to develop.
The event came to the climax with the cutting of the anniversary cake by Governor Fashola in company of the children and top government functionaries.
While most Nigerian children join their counterparts across the world to celebrate Children's Day, some Lagos residents preach love and care for children of the less privileged. They also reached out to the government to intensify effort in rescuing these children, especially in the camp of insurgents, while encouraging affected parents to not lose hope on their safe rescue. Omotayo Alohu went round the city of Lagos on the occasion of the Children's Day celebration, filed in this report.
Children's Day is commemorated on different days in many parts of the world to honor children. In Nigeria, May 27 is a day young folks look forward to for the best moments ever. Thankfully, 2015 did not fall short of their expectations.
I'm enjoying today. Today is the best day of my life I've ever had.
While these little ones have fun, a charity group in conjunction with Nigerian celebrities made the day a special one to less privileged children who also showcased a range of talents and skills. For the organizers and sponsors of the Cook and Dish Children event, showing love to children is paramount as it helps shape a better future for them.
We want to bring it to them and let them feel that we love them, that people love them, that they are cared for.
And they should not think people out there are better than them. They should keep praying, keep listening, and keep pushing.
They are the leader of tomorrow, so hopefully we need to teach them, we need to celebrate them, so they don't develop this kind of inferiority complex or they don't feel they are not celebrated.
Reaching out to Nigerian children, the founder of a social reform initiative, Inspire Nigeria, Olani Ayonride, advised the young generation to live the present with a future in mind.
I believe there's a whole lot we can do
to sanitize the social media by we giving and delivering contents that can actually edify the life of a child. So I believe our parents also have a whole lot to do to help, inform the children properly, and also don't get tired, because these are the people that are the future leaders of tomorrow.
Not to be left out, parents also turned out in their numbers to give their children that special treat on a symbolic day as May 27, while encouraging others to always take out time to celebrate their work. They also prayed for the quick rescue of the Chibok girls.
Of course, you can see right behind me that children here are having a swell time on Children's Day, and they've expressed gratitude to their parents who took out this time, who of course were not bad by the few agony that was recently experienced in the country. And as they celebrate, their words goes out to other children out there who would grow up to become great leaders of the country, Nigeria. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
President Goodluck Jonathan signed the Tobacco Control Bill 2015 into law. It's one of 6 different bills passed by the National Assembly that the president assented to. Presidential spokesman Ruben Abati confirmed the development to State House correspondents. The bill is to ensure effective regulation and control of production, manufacture, sale, labeling, advertising, promotion, as well as sponsorship of tobacco and tobacco products in Nigeria. Other bills signed into law by the president include the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency Act 2015, Equipment and Leasing Bill 2015, AMCON Amendment Bill 2015, Standards Organization of Nigeria Bill 2015, and the National Sugar Development Amendment Bill 2015. The Joint Action Committee, JAC, of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress in Cross River has declared an indefinite strike by civil servants in the state over unpaid salaries. In a statement by the chairman of JAC, Ndoma Kwet, said the strike, which commenced on Tuesday, became inevitable following the inability of the outgoing administration to honor its earlier promise to pay the arrears. Meanwhile, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Christian Eta, ensured that the outgoing administration is committed to paying workers' salaries before leaving office. The Nigeria Union of Journalists (NUJ) is to embark on a protest against the continued diversion and withholding of members the union dues by the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System. That's the unit of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. A statement by the Secretary of the Abuja Council of the Union, Emmanuel Ogbeje, said the protest has become necessary owing to the failure of the IPPIS to respond to several appeals for it to remit backlog of check-off dues of its members since 2012. The statement urged all NUJ members, especially in the affected government-owned media organizations, to turn out in the number at the Office of the Accountant General to press home the demands for these deducted dues to be remitted forthwith. The statement also said the union will seek the assistance of the anti-graft agencies to press home their demand. According to the statement, the union is also demanding the payment of promotion arrears to its members over the same period. The Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Senator Ike Kweramadu, has described the continued absence of a proper legislative arm as a huge setback for ECOWAS at 40. He said this at the closing of the 2015 First Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Parliament in Abuja on Wednesday. Addressing the Parliament, Senator Kweramadu said it was sad that 40 years after its establishment, ECOWAS cannot boast of a regional parliament in true sense of a parliament. He noted that although an ECOWAS parliament was inaugurated in the year 2000, the community parliament had remained a talk shop and resource-drained since it does not perform any legislative function. He said that although the heads of government adopted the Act as its 46th ordinary session in Abuja in December 2014, it was not signed at its recent 47th ordinary session in Accra because of the opposition mounted by Senegal and Côte d'Ivoire. Fuel stations in Abuja have started receiving petroleum products, and this follows the peace deal brokered by the Senate, which saw oil marketers and tanker drivers agreeing to lift fuel. But motorists are now complaining of irregularities in dispensing the products, as Basiaye reports.
It's more than 24 hours after oil marketers promised to start lifting petroleum products, but only a few fuel stations have begun dispensing. Others, however, still offloading products, while motorists queue patiently. But they say some motorists are cutting corners and are being aided by attendants.
On the queue since 12 o'clock, and somebody is called himself manager. I don't know if he cannot manage this kind of situation. Idiot. Which official?
In as much as many of them can have well and they are not selling and refuse to sell, instead they'll be selling to the government officials that will be entering through the back door and leaving the masses on the queue.
Since here, I dare here, they no give us for filling station. They meet people enter for this gate. Now 2 gates they get now for this filling station. They don't allow people at the follow line to enter. Now they cry. Maybe why go sleep for here till tomorrow.
No doubt, the whole scenario has reduced the number of commercial vehicles on the roads, and the available ones have increased their fare. As it is, many Abuja residents have resolved to trek, some with the hope that the cost of transportation will be reduced.
I'm coming from Muse, so I decided to trek so that the transport will be reduced, because from Muse it's 200 to my area.
Trekking to Bega, I'm going to Buhari. It's not easy. Before I get to this place, they see dragging, and it's 300 naira from Buhari to Bega.
This man even sees the funny side of the situation.
You can see no fuel. There's no fuel, no motor, so everybody have packed. Look at this is queue. People have queued up from the other side to this place. So people have been trekking. So we don't have choice. We need to trek. It's a part of exercise, yeah? We're trekking.
Although the fuel crisis is far from over, analysts are for now content with ongoing efforts to arrest the situation. Basia Ye, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Now to business. Tonight, the interbank market rates inched lower at the close of today's trading session by an average of 0.31%, despite a slight increase in market liquidity. Rates for the call 1 million, 3 billion, 6 million tenors closed at 9.64%, 15.08%, 16.20%, and 17.42% accordingly. The open back closes at an average rate of 9.17%. The T-bills market experienced a slight surge today as average yields across tenors declined by 0.13%, closing at 14.15% across instruments. Yields across instruments declined, save for the 9 million and 12 million instruments, which increased by 0.05% each. Offer yields in the bond market closed at an average of 14.66% across instruments. The domestic currency continues to shed points against the dollar as today's trading activities pegged the mid price at 199.29 US dollar. Now let's join Sabena Izoko for today's stock market report.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report.
Hello there and welcome to the Stock Market Report segment with me, Sabena Isoku. The equities market on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today as the Nigerian All-Shares Index appreciated by 0.17% to close at 34,355.31 basis points. The market capitalization increased to close at 11.67 trillion naira. In all, a total volume of 309.7 million units of shares, valued at 3.71 billion naira were exchanged in 5,386 deals. And on the gainer side, to top the charts to close at 159 naira with a price difference of 6 naira 40 kobo, followed by Beta Glass, Presco, Dangote Cement and West African Production Company. And on the flip side, Nestle topped the chart, followed by Cap PLC, Mobil, Interlinks and Eco Transnational Incorporation. And for the top trade side, Mansard Insurance topped the chart, followed by Sterling Bank, United Bank for Africa, Learn Africa, and Sky Bank. Just before we wrap up the stock market report, here's the currency trade for today. I am Sabena Izuku.
CoreTV News Stock Market Report.
Sport update and stories outside Nigeria next after this timeout. Do join us again. Every day of the week will bring to you divergent views on news making the headline.
If people who commit crime are being rewarded with national honors, with national appointments, then where are we going in this country?
It's not about whether it was Jonathan or whether you are going to have a Buhari. It's the kind of political structure we run.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
We are talking about a Buhari who at 41 became head of state. The man did not exhibit the attribute of somebody that is strong intellectually.
So, comrade, you're saying if you become governor, you're going to bring back Okada?
Of course.
You will bring back the market women from the streets?
Excuse me, don't put words into my mouth.
On Core Digest, we bring all of this to the court of public opinion, where you are the judge. On Sports Tonight, former AC Milan centre-back Taribo Westside's Bekalobi shock exclusion from the Super Eagles squad for next month's 2017 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Chad in Kaduna is a blessing in disguise for the national team. Taribo claims after a long and strenuous season plagued with injuries at English champions Chelsea, Mikel needed a break from football before getting back to top shape. The Atlanta 96 Olympic Games gold medalist warned that the Eagles should not be overconfident, saying this was not the best of times for the country's football. Even though the 1998 and 2002 World Cup star is confident the Eagles would begin their 2017 African qualifiers on a winning note, he advised the overseas-based players to report straight to camp. Taribo added, "They will win, but they need to prepare well." The overseas-based players should come to camp direct. If they get to their homes before joining the squad, there might be distractions which won't augur well for the team. End of quote. And on tennis, defending champion Maria Sharapova and 17-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer enjoyed comfortable second-round wins at the French Open in Paris. Sharapova, 28, dispatched world number Night 1 and fellow Russian Vitalia Dachenko 6-3, 6-1 in 81 minutes. Switzerland's Federer, 33, recovered from a breakdown in the second set to beat Spain's Marcel Granollers 6-2, 7-6, 7-1, 6-3. Last year's runner-up Simona Halep is also in action on Wednesday. 6 high-ranking soccer officials, including 2 vice presidents of world governing body FIFA, were arrested by Swiss police on Wednesday and detained pending extradition to the United States. The arrests were made by plainclothes police shortly after dawn at the plush Zurich hotel where FIFA officials are staying ahead of this week's FIFA presidential election. The Swiss Federal Office of Justice FOJ did not identify which officials were arrested, but confirmed the FIFA president Sepp Blatter was not among them. The New York Times and the BBC both reported that Jeffrey Webb and Eugenio Figueiredo, both FIFA vice presidents, were among the 6 detained. The FOG said in a statement that the officials were suspected by U.S. investigators of having received or paid bribes totaling millions of dollars. More than 10 officials were expected to be indicted, but all were in Zurich. The New York Times said Jack Warner, Eduardo Lee, Julio Rocha, Costas Takas, Rafael Esquivel, Josmaria Marin, and Nicolas Leos were all indicted. FIFA did not make any immediate comment following the arrest, but are due to hold a news conference at 9:00 GMT on Wednesday. And still on football, Sevilla has won the Europa League with 3 goals to 2 over Ukraine's Dnipro. Bring you details of that story subsequently. An EU referendum by the end of 2017 is among a packed program of new laws in the first conservative-only Queen's speech in nearly 2 decades. It also includes more free childcare and income tax freeze and the right to buy for housing association tenants. David Cameron said the 26 bill package was a program for working people that will create full employment and bring the country together. The measures were unveiled by the Queen amid the usual pomp and pageantry. Now, many of the proposed new laws were promised by the Conservatives during the general election campaign. But Cameroon will be able to press ahead with plans previously blocked by the Liberal Democrats after winning an overall majority on 7th May. To end CoreTV Primetime News, another look at the top stars. Reported that outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan has charged President-elect Muhammadu Buhari to extend any probe beyond his administration. A National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has expressed readiness to obey court orders in its attempt to extradite Buruji Kasham. Children in Nigeria joined the rest of the world today to celebrate Children's Day. That wraps it on the Primetime News tonight. On behalf of everyone here, it's good night. I'm Nifemi Ogunsoye.